morning, GEOINT community. Welcome to St. Louis, and welcome to GEOINT 2021 Discovery and Connections. I would like to give a special thank you to Skunk Baxter for starting us off so beautifully this morning with our national anthem, and to St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department Honor Guard for such a wonderful presentation of colors. And what did you think about that welcome video? I bet many of you, yeah, give him a big hand. Aren't you thinking, wow, if you don't already live here and work here, this might be an amazing place to live and work and grow, and most importantly, to be geospatially intelligent. Thank you to Greater St. Louis Incorporated for creating that fabulous welcome video and the very, very warm welcome to all of us here in the amazing city of St. Louis. And thank you to all of you for being here in person as we reunite the community this week to reconnect and to further our beloved geospatial intelligence tradecraft. So far, so good. We're here. You passed the COVID screening, you passed the temperature check, and let's continue to stay safe through wearing our face masks when we're not on stage or we're not actively eating or drinking. And all of you got these amazing buttons to help you designate your preferences for social distancing. Red, keeping my distance. Yellow, open to contact. And green, and by the way, that's me, elbow and fist bumps, welcome. Thank you to Parsons for being our safety sponsor. And it's gonna be an amazing week. Doesn't the stage look awesome? So great to walk in here. Thank you to Hawkeye 360 for being our main stage sponsor. The geospatial sphere is ubiquitous. It is both complex and ever-changing. From preparing for and responding to Hurricane Ida, to tracking developments in Afghanistan, and as well as everything else in between. Geospatial intelligence both informs the minds of decision makers and warfighters, as well as pushes tech, analysis, and dissemination of an increasingly wide array of data and information to new heights. Our community is resilient. Our tradecraft is powerful. I am amazed each and every day with the way our community tackles worldwide problems to provide timely insights and solutions. I'm so excited that we have reconvened after 27 months since our last symposium in San Antonio. Doesn't June of 2019 feel like a lifetime ago? And it's just about a year ago that I became the CEO of USGIF. I was, and I still am, humbled to serve in this capacity. Thank you to the USGIF Board of Directors for believing in me. And thank you to all of you for your support. Whether you've been a member of USGIF for a few days or all the way back 17 years to our inception, together as a community, we are GEOINT strong, and I am so grateful to be here with you today. Bringing us here together in person in St. Louis has been an all-consuming labor of love for Team USGIF. Thank you to all of you, to USGIF teammates, member volunteers, community leaders of today and tomorrow, to name a very few, for helping to shine the light on our amazing community today and for years to come. I can't think of anyone who hasn't been personally impacted by COVID-19. And some in our community are no longer here with us because of this pandemic. And then I think about the contributions from our community, from government industry, and academia that you have made to keep us safe, sound, and informed over the course of the pandemic, and it makes my heart swell. GEOINT informed how governments tracked the progress of the pandemic and then planned responses, mitigations, and supply chain management. The public voraciously consumed geospatial data. Our community openly shared information, rapidly developed new capabilities, and figured out how to do GEOINT from our basements and in our pajamas while homeschooling our children and tracking deliveries of meals and located toilet paper, of all things. We deserve a round of applause for the contributions our community has made and will continue to make during the global pandemic, other geopolitical events, and for many years and in many ways to come. Please give yourself a round of applause. The United States Geospatial Intelligence Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit educational foundation dedicated to promoting the geospatial intelligence tradecraft and developing a stronger GEOINT community with government, industry, academia, professional organizations, and individuals who develop and apply geospatial intelligence to address national security challenges. USGIF achieves its mission through various programs and events like this, and by building the community, advancing the tradecraft, and accelerating innovation. A critically important component to our geospatial ecosystem is pipeline, right? I hear that from you all the time, pipeline. And since we last gathered, I'm so happy to tell you that the community, and that's you, have continued to fuel that pipeline through the generous support of our USGIF scholarship program. USGIF provides scholarships to assist students studying GEOINT, geospatial sciences, and related fields. Today, I'd like us to recognize the support of some of our most generous donors: GDIT, Riverside Research, RGI, Dun & Bradstreet Government Solutions, Parsons, CACI, and the Globe Building. Please consider donating today. Let's give these donors a round of applause. I'm proud to tell you that all of those donations are 100% applied to scholarships. And I challenge you to join the team. And if you pledge your donation, your significant donation to us this week, I will have your logo up on the slides for closing session. So biggest donor on top. Let's see what we can do as a community. All right, moving on. So while we've really missed connecting with you in person, our time apart has given us some time to rethink what we're doing here at the symposium. And I hope that you notice some changes that you like. For example, when you go into the exhibit floor, take a round. You might notice a few changes. Things are arranged a little differently than they were in the past. We asked your feedback. What are the changes that you would like to see at the GEOINT Symposium? And one of the primary feedbacks that we received was a more integrated feel of the exhibit floor. So you asked, and we've delivered. Let us know what you think. Another change that we've made is to the content on the main stage. Big shout out to our Vice President of Programs, Ms. Christina Monaco, who has put together what I think is an amazing program in conjunction with teammates Dr. Camelia Cantor and Christine McCrell and all of the USGIF team. So when you see them, give them a big fist bump because I really feel like we have an incredible program. Another one of the changes that we've made is the addition of hubs to the floor. There are 5 speaking areas, and they cover topics from X, Y, Z, T, R, I heard yesterday, and a couple other of GEOINT alphabets. Let us know what you think. And we have added some videos on stage that you'll be seeing today. Curious to see what you think about those. We have over 170 exhibitors, more than 200 speakers, 36 hours of training and education, attendees from more than 25 countries, and as of this morning, 3,200 registrants for this program today. Whew, that's a lot going on. St. Louis is not only the gateway to the West, but also the gateway to the future. The complexities of the thriving geospatial ecosystem here are ones that take new shape every time I visit. I look forward to the ways the St. Louis region will continue to develop the geospatial intelligence tradecraft, and I can't fathom what the future holds. From the early days of Lewis, Clark, and Sacagawea, St. Louis has always been destined for big things, like the NGA Next Campus West. Speaking of the new campus, USGIF has partnered with NGA to offer a limited amount of bus tours to the N2W facility. If you would like to find out more about these tours or to sign up for them, please visit the USGIF booth on the exhibit floor. I would like to extend my utmost gratitude to all of our symposium attendees, exhibitors, sponsors, speakers, conference assistants, the USGIF staff, who came together this week for the good of the order to celebrate our geospatially intelligent achievements and point the spotlight on what's to come. I saw many of you last night at the kickoff at Ballpark Village, and gosh, that was fun, wasn't it? If you missed it, darn. Ozzie Smith was in the house. Members of the USGIF leadership team may have ridden the mechanical bull. So thank you to AWS for helping us to kick off this event with such panache. As I looked across the sea of you, and I can kind of see you today, but I could really see you last night, I saw smiles from ear to ear. We were and we are so happy to be back together. And from my heart to yours, it's really good to be back in person. Not on a screen. Well, I guess I'm a little bit on a screen, but in person on a screen. So I encourage you over the next 3 days to be present. Ditch your cell phone, ditch your laptop, and really immerse in all there is to do to grow and to learn and to be a part of it. I also encourage you, I think I can hit this button for the next slide, to mark your calendars for tomorrow night. We have a very special networking experience in store for you. It's called the Geo Discovery Experience. It begins at 5:30, and it's going to have technology demonstrations, AR. I hear that maybe the Tyrannosaurus Rex, that the T-Rex might virtually jump off the building. And you can't get one of these, which I hear is soon to be a collector's item. Louis Gilman came yesterday with a prop, so this is my prop, Louis, let him know that I brought one. And he talked about the ribbons, and he used a baseball. This will be your GEOINT 2020 ribbon, a coin with a geospatial depiction on the back of the path from the T-Rex to the Globe building, and you can only get it by completing the walk Thursday night. I can't wait to see you all there. And speaking of collectors, do we have any geo hunters out there today? I see one, I see at least one. I know we've got a few more. So during our time away, during our virtual events, one of the hallmarks of a USGIF virtual event was a virtual scavenger hunt. So today, we are kicking off our first in-person scavenger hunt. There will be 4-digit codes all throughout the exhibit floor and maybe in the hallways. They might change from day to day, so keep your eyes peeled. Download the GEOINT 2021 app and get those codes in there. Let's see, the competition will go all week, and here's what you win. First of all, bragging rights, because we all like to be on top. And the top winner will be offered a complimentary full registration to the 2022 symposium in Colorado. So kind of a cool opportunity. Also, remember to stay active on social media. I've seen you the last couple of days out there on Twitter and LinkedIn and even Facebook. So use the hashtag GEOINT 2021 to stay up to date on the latest chatter on our event. And let's get this thing trending. So without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage our chairman of the board, Robert Cardillo. I'm just going to hand it to you. All right.
Well, good morning. So what's not to like about being back together? My personal experience, we all had our own dealing with our ongoing pandemic and challenges. I happened to be in St. Louis at the end of February in 2020 for an event that I didn't realize was going to be our last event for a while. And it's so wonderful to be back now in St. Louis with 3,000 of my closest friends. So thank you all for joining. Thanks, Ronda, for kicking off. Thanks, Skunk. I can't believe I'm following Skunk Baxter, putting that in the resume. It's just great to be back. And as Ronda mentioned, the foundation remained what it should be, which is what you are, which is resilient and innovative and adaptive to the changing situation and what the world was demanding. And so as we went virtual, as you all reimagined your value propositions and how you were going to sustain your workforce and your product lines through these challenging times, I congratulate each of you. But the team here also stayed resilient. Many of you joined us for the virtual sessions. We were able to sustain the conversations and grow our networks, even though we couldn't physically be together. But through all that work, we now have 75 small business partners in the foundation, nearly 100 sustaining partners and 21 associate partners and 25 strategic partners, not even to mention the thousands of individual memberships. So thank you all for your continued support, obviously to this gathering, but as we move forward. Everyone knows and everyone's experienced the year of change, a year and a half that we've had. But please, again, I commend to you that rededication that you applied to our mission, both in the near term and the long term. And I'm a firm believer that as difficult and as challenging as this has been, we'll learn from it, we'll be better for it, and then our future will be well served. Whether it was sustaining our coverage of remote areas that we couldn't access, whether it was providing real-time updates for changing situations, whether they dealt with the climate or the weather or the industrial capacity of our supply chains, et cetera, or a blockage in the Suez Canal. Your context, your insight, your evaluations continue to provide that was both unmatched and irreplaceable. And really that effort that you provided really accelerated, I think, the innovation that we needed to accomplish. As I think back, quite frankly, to a decision I made about the placement of our new campus just about a mile to the northwest of us here in the convention center, two things came to my mind. One was the enduring mission of the agency, and that was central. But two was the fact that I was confident that the community of the ecosystem, the universities, the schools, the civic leaders, and the companies would step up to create that broader ecosystem. I know that's happening. I hope you're aware of that. I know you'll learn more about that ecosystem here while you're in St. Louis this week. I'm very, very proud of all that progress. Speaking of progress, none of this would be possible without our generous sponsors to gather here in St. Louis. And if I could begin to share, Ronda mentioned AWS's support last night, Maxar's support tonight for our reception, and everyone here involved. All of these companies deserve great credit because we would not be able to gather as we are without their support and without your presence. So please join me in a round of applause for our sponsors. Thank you. I'm still getting used to in-person applause. That's great. As I mentioned, and as we've discussed, St. Louis is the home and has been the home of NGA and its predecessor organizations for many, many years. And as construction continues just to our northwest, that some of you will be able to see via the tour, to me, I just see that investment going forward, not just in the next decades, but in the next century. And I believe strongly that that campus can be a blueprint for our future with a mix of classified and unclassified work with traditional and non-traditional, old and new partners coming together in ways to solve not just today's problems, but tomorrow's challenges as well. And USGIF is going to continue to be part of that ecosystem. As Ronda mentioned, we're going to continue to be encouraging, supporting, and recruiting the next generation of talent, some of which you're going to be seeing this morning on stage. But I just have to say, as a lifelong member and as a plank holder of the original symposium, I can't be more proud of how far we've come and the changes that we've made. But that pride is exceeded by my excitement about what's ahead of us. And quite frankly, what's ahead of us is every one of you. And so please continue to lean in. As Ronda said, take advantage of this week's unique opportunities to engage with partners that you've had a relationship with, but at least as importantly, gain those new partnerships going forward.